everyone, welcome to this video and welcome to my channel. I'm going to share a bit about the channelings that have come in over the last week. And first I want to mention a bit about the energies that we have been going through over the last 1.5 weeks. It's been very interesting, a lot of integration, embodiment, really strong embodiment, initiations and openings. So I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. And what I have been showing me is that it's starting to pulsate, it's starting to build up, and they have shared a bit about the time coming, in a sense where they're really talking about coming back to ourselves. So what they say that this shift we are talking about will happen when everyone speaks from their own being, from their own truth, which will take some time, most probably. They said it's very important not to get attached to a specific year or a date or a portal, or like really attached to that's when it's going to happen and it's going to happen like this, because they say that there's a lot of like different timelines available. There are so many shifts, and the shifts are happening so much quicker than it has been before. And so there are, like, they said, because earlier this year they gave me the year 2024. They said it's going to be a very important year in the Earth's history. And what they have said now is that don't attach this message either to that specific year or any other year or date or portal or anything, because it takes away from walking the path, because it's actually walking the path that takes us where we focus on that we want to be. So it's really important to keep that in mind as we are going through whatever we go through, that there is a purpose with what we are in and what we are learning from it, what we are learning about ourselves going through it, what we are realizing as we are feeling everything, as we are seeing, as we are observing, as we are evolving in that way. That's what really brings these shifts and takes us forward. So keep focused on walking the path, knowing that we are headed to a better place in the way we think. And that it's all about coming home to ourselves, because that's what like makes the shift. And when everybody speaks from their own being, that's, they said, when you know that the shift has happened. They say that these, like the period with collapses, with chaos, with a lot of distractions, is something that I can explain what they're showing me. Sometimes it's so difficult to put it into words and explain, so bear with me. It's, well, what I say is that when we come into that, like when we get to know ourselves, when we go through things instead of trying to avoid it or, you know, put our heads in the sand or bypass, or, you know, not actually walking through what we are meeting. and because that brings us back home, that makes us find, like, to really see our own heart, to find our own truth, to integrate, and to see others in a better way as well. And when we come into that place, that's when it's from that place, from that energy, we're going to build up the new after things are collapsing. So from this place, it will be really colorful, it will be vibrant, it will be very joyful, both the process of creating, and we can tap into that now. I'm sure a lot of you are already doing that, and have been for a while. That's awesome. And that it's like, the big difference is to create from the place of trying to avoid something, or out of fear, like, I don't want to experience that, or I don't want the world to look like this. So we have to, like, contract, and we have to try to, like, make it away, so we avoid that, instead of actually being in that energy, being in that joyful, colorful, vibrant, beautiful energy that we naturally will be in, and to create the new from that. And they say that when we are walking through the fear, which is really like one of the main messages of this year, they said that walking through the fear brings us, or takes us, to our own being. And in our own being, that's where we can rest, and that's where we can, or where we will show up in the world from. And where we're going, we won't need, they say, reassurance in the same way as we have been and as we have known, because we will be surrounded by a whole different level of resonance. So it will be much more organic, and much more in a flow. Like, it will just be a natural thing. They have said that the rest of this year we will experience a lot of heart openings. And they said that they can say that the rest of the year is going to be a loving year, though it won't maybe look or feel like that. And they said that when they say it, they don't want to take away or invalidate what we are experiencing and what we will be going through, but they say it from a place of that what we will be going through will make us have, like, out of that experience we will have several heart openings and expansion, and through that we will get to see our own being even more. We will see our heart, and that's really where we're going through. So where we're going to. So they say that even though it can look frightening, horrific, really chaotic, and be very difficult, be in what you are experiencing. Try not to get distracted, but try to center yourself as much as you can in your own being, because we are not heading anywhere else. That's really like the core of this message, I think. We're not heading to another place or to somewhere and like, I have to do this and I have to do this in order to get there, or I will miss out, or it's not like that at all. Be present with yourself, with what you are going through, with your experience, with your emotions, with your reactions. Like, be present and come back to yourself and center yourself within yourself, because this is where the shift happens. and that's going to create a shift outside as well. So they're really showing me that like collectively there are many people that are focusing on the external things, and we will experience faster creation, like quicker creation or manifestations. And what we will learn through that is that it comes from within. So instead of like being distracted and like follow your own resonance, come back in, center yourself as many times as you need during a day. Do your morning meditation if that's what you do. If you're at work or if you're outside, just go into like a corner or go to another room, or just have some minutes where you connect your breath, you come back to yourself, and you just feel it and remember that there's nothing wrong about what you're going through. But it's all about coming back to your own being, and that what you're going through is bringing you back into your own heart. And what we will be going through the rest of the year will in a massive way lead to many, like they're showing me like a heart that is like pulsating, and there's another heart. So when this one heart starts pulsating, the heart around it starts pulsating, and there's a bigger heart that starts pulsating. So it's like a domino effect, like there's one heart opening, and then there will be another heart opening, and another one, and another one. And that's a really beautiful thing. Even though it's challenging, it can be challenging as we are going through it. So come back to yourself, honor what you're going through, honor your own feelings, honor your own needs through this. Come back to yourself as often as you need to. And what they're saying is enjoy when you can, have fun when you can, because this is actually our journey back home into our hearts, and from that we will create the new. I hope this was helpful. Please share if you know someone will have help from this or will resonate with this. I will be back with more videos, and I wish you a beautiful day. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.